Hello. Today I'm going to talk about divine confidence, what it is, how it's different from all the other types of confidence, and how it's better, you know. So, first of all, divine confidence is confidence in God. Confidence that God is always with you and He never leaves you alone, and just the peace and the quiet that this thought alone brings you. That's what divine confidence does. Another thing that divine confidence does is that it is as much internal as external. So your confidence is not only based on I because I, but it's based on I because God. For example, I am special not because I have 4 degrees in neuroscience, but I am special because God made me in His image and God loves me so much. That is the confidence that brings peace, and it just tells you that you don't need to try so hard to be materialistically important and special. So some shortcomings that you have, these just become cold facts that you have to face and work on, because you know that if these shortcomings do not really align with the image that God has put into you and God wants you to be, then you have to work on these shortcomings. These shortcomings are not, of course, the reasons that God may not love you. You know, God loves everyone in all states of being, but these are things that can, if fixed, can bring you closer to God and can make you more like God, which is the final destination where divine confidence can take us. Now let me look through my notes that I have made here. Another thing is that I once heard someone say that humans are not creators, but rather vehicles of creation. I was once, and I still am very interested in creating and art and writing and things like that. And that was basically how I came across this creator who said this very same quote, that humans are not creators, rather they are the vehicles of creation, because it is only through God that we can create something so profound and so important that it really leaves behind a mark. Of course, a positive mark, because there has been events in history that was supposedly and allegedly inspired by God, but we know what happened with the witch trials, Salem trials, what happened with the Crusades. You know, all these things were purportedly, or what's the word? All these things were inspired by God and inspired by God's legacy, right? What He told us to do and how He told us to live. So it is very important to be based in the Word and to understand that what you are doing, even with the confidence, divine confidence, you need to understand that this aligns with God's message. You cannot use divine confidence against God's purpose. So that's a very slippery slope right there. And that's just what I've been thinking recently. And divine confidence can take you places. You should be careful with it, of course, but everybody can use it to understand that they are special, not because they have this, and this, but because they are God's children. We are God's children, and that is what makes us special. And when you know that, when you have that information and that knowledge, it's kind of impossible for anything to defeat you, you know? It's impossible for them to get to you in a way that will get your spirits down and that will just put you down. It is impossible. So, yeah, have some divine confidence.